Hello, hello, everybody. It's your girl, Ashley, the amateur expert, and we are live. We are coming to you today with another episode, and it is, in fact, a Tuesday. And for that, I'm excited because last week I shared that we are taking a new approach to this season, and we will be going live once a week, but not guaranteeing it's a Tuesday. So, happy Talk Tuesday because that's what it is. We are going to be sharing the stories of people, their journeys, and that is not going to change just the day. And so I'm excited because I truly believe that when you share your story, that you will inspire others. And so I see people are joining us, and the person who we are interviewing and talking to today has joined. So I'm going to add Joydaisa to the chat because it's about her today, and I'm excited for you to hear her story. Thing. I did it. Okay, great. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
So good. I'm so excited.
Me too. Me too. Okay, so I'm gonna try to pretend like I didn't talk to you earlier today, but here we are. And
Okay.
so, Joy,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you Joy or are you Joydaisa today?
I'm Joydaisa.
Okay, Joydaisa,
Yeah.
welcome to the Amateur Expert Podcast. I'm excited to have you on as a guest today. I would love if you could please share with us quickly, briefly, or take as much time as you want. Tell us who you are and what you're doing like currently for work or school and or both.
Okay. My name is Joydaisa. I am I am Joydaisa. I am Joydaisa who does quite a bit of things, but currently I am working on um, a lot of character building through the
Mm.
avenues of music and serving others, whether that's doing hair or literally serving. Um, and that pretty much follows me in every line of work that I'm doing. But music right now is what we're working on.
Okay, I love that. And I have gotten to hear your music and have been a lady who has gotten my hair done by you. And so I am blessed in all things, Jordasia. And you have served. You have served Affirmed Armor, and we've served together at the church. So excited to hear more about your story. And so my next question would be when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up, and sort of what was like the motivating factor behind that?
Okay. Um, this is so good, Ashley. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a pediatrician.
Okay.
I wanted to be a pediatrician because I know that serving streak has always been there.
Mm-hmm.
And to take care of others just was natural. It just made sense. But I think that was quickly humbled when I learned about all of the schooling that's required to
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, not that. But
Not
as a
that.
child, that was most certainly what I wanted to do.
Okay. And so, but you could have chosen any profession in the medical field. Why pediatrician specifically? Or was it just something that you were like, this is what I want to do?
Honestly, I think that as a child, I was very, very like wise. I could
Mm-hmm.
see so much. So I think I wanted to give what I felt I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
There were things that I experienced that I couldn't really speak to because I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And being a pediatrician, I knew that I would be able to see them and I would be able to speak to them. We don't have to discuss the details, but I can
Mm-hmm.
see you. And
Okay.
I wanted to be of use. I wanted a role that would use what I had and not just scale over it.
Okay, I love this, and this definitely speaks to your character. So I love this. Okay, and so um, young Joy Deja wanting to be a pediatrician, what? How would you have defined success at that age or around that time?
Being used, which is so interesting because my mom would always be like, "Don't let nobody use you." And it's like,
Hmm.
really what I wanted. I
You
wanted to
want it to
be
be.
used, you know. I wanted to be seen for what I could bring. And because what I had to offer wasn't necessarily a tangible thing,
Mhm.
um, it was more character as a
Mhm.
child. And I wanted to be valued and used for that thing that I didn't even really understand at that time.
Wow. No, that's beautiful. Okay, so you shared with us that you are, in fact, not a pediatrician today. So, and you said that you were humbled by how much schooling you learned it would take. And
Mhm.
so, can you share maybe that story or tell us a little bit about your journey? How did you get from pediatrician to where you are today?
Mm. I lots of um, lots of humility,
Hmm.
lots of very colorful circumstances that um, I wouldn't pin to like starving artist life. It was definitely a stripping for sure. Lots of stripping. But
Hmm.
I think the perspective that God gave me in the process of the stripping was it was a greater desire to know Him. And
Hmm.
so everything that I had put on by way of what I felt I lacked,
Hmm.
He was stripping it off just by me
Okay.
following Him. So, I went from a child wanting to be a pediatrician to then going into fashion. But
Hmm.
essentially, I only wanted to go into fashion because that was something that I felt like, you know, that was the closest thing I knew I could do, you know?
Okay, so you felt like there was some ease to it,
Yeah,
less amount of schooling. You could be done in X amount of years. I
yeah,
could be fly. I can still be used. I
yeah,
can make people feel good
yeah,
in the clothes that I design or whatever your path was in that regard.
yeah.
Okay, okay. And then not today though. You're not designing clothes though. So when did you make that pivot? Tell us
Um,
about that.
that pivot actually happened in 2026 when I left fashion school six
Okay.
months before graduation. And
Okay.
so I did 3.5 years of school, and
Whew.
um, I received the revelation that I was doing it to make other people proud.
Wow.
And I wanted to make my family proud. But then once I shed that desire, everything along with it that was sustaining me in this environment went with it. And so I know a lot of people are like, it's just 6 more months, but 6 months going in the wrong direction knowingly is very
Ooh.
different from 6 months going in the wrong direction not knowing. And I knew at that point, it was like, if I stay here, I'm literally staying here to please man. And if they're not pleased at the end of this, I am going to be pissed.
That's
Wasting
real.
my time. And so when I made that pivot, everything got really freeform
Mm.
because I didn't know anymore. At this point, I was just like, God, my slogan became one step at a time. When everyone would ask me what you're doing, I'm taking one step at a time. That's all I had. That's all I had. I think that might be what I got today too.
I mean, I still subscribe
That's
to one day
good.
at a time. It's literally the easiest thing because it's tangible.
Yeah.
It's manageable. It's something that I can see. I just have to 24 hours. Few more
Yeah.
minutes, few more hours. I can do this.
Yes.
Wow, Joy. Okay, that's good. That's good. And so free form in this new era, or have you sort of locked in what you're doing now?
Yes. What's interesting is that in summary, it's always been storytelling. Like even with music, it's always been storytelling.
Hmm.
I write a lot. And even when it came to fashion, it was always like, oh, how can I speak to something through this design, or like
Hmm.
even the fabrics that I would choose in that time, it would be something that could that spoke to a time or spoke to something, and the story behind everything is truly like the common denominator in everything
Mm.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a story.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, it's so interesting because I felt like I didn't have a story
Mm.
because I was so invested in other people's story. Like I could feel everybody else. And I'm like, man, that must be hard. Man, that I feel for you. And the whole time, because I could feel the severity of their circumstances, it was like,
Mm-hmm.
what you got? You don't have nothing. You
Yeah.
don't have a story. And yeah, that was short lived because we all have a story.
We all have one. We all have one. Okay, so today you are doing hair and doing it well. You are also writing and recording music and directing and developing music videos. So, how would you define success today?
Obedience.
Hmm.
I think that obedience is so relieving. I know we always talk about the benefit of being obedient, but
Hmm.
I think very seldomly do we talk about the relief and just being obedient.
Hmm.
I I had a deadline set for a project, right? And I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, "Joy, I'm not trying to clip your wings or anything, but I just like, what if, like, did God tell you this date, or was this a date that
Hmm.
you, had in mind?" I'm like, truthfully, it was a date I had in mind because aesthetically, it just sounds great. But when she submitted the idea to free myself from the date, there was so much peace that
Hmm.
I could receive to just receive revelation. And I think when we have that level of peace, obedience becomes the cadence. Because you're no longer fighting against his will and your will.
Hmm.
You submit in that way. You fall into this cadence where you are flowing with him, and obedience isn't a punishment.
Hmm.
It's truly relief. So I would say just living in a place of obedience would be sufficient
Okay.
for me.
Obedience is tough, but yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. And speaking of tough things, can you share sort of like one of the biggest lessons that you had to learn or that you've learned on your journey?
One of the biggest lessons I've learned and had to learn.
Or something you're still in the process of learning today?
Um, I'm learning right now how to balance authority.
Hmm.
Um,
Tell me
I,
more about that.
like we've been given authority from the beginning, right? But there's a moment where it clicks, and within yourself, you try to figure out like how much authority is too much authority. Like how do I introduce this authority in the chat without stepping on, you know, not necessarily stepping on toes, but stepping too hard in fertile soil.
Okay.
And I when you have a heart for wellness all around, you want to ensure that your authority is being properly received. It's like being objective oriented. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just have authority and it not be effective.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know who I'm talking to. I need to know how to posture myself correctly, and not about just it's not about shape shifting, but it's also about I wouldn't talk to you the same way I would talk to a kid.
Correct. Yeah.
And so understanding the climate and how to introduce whatever it is that God has given me to introduce with the authority that He's given me in the suitable suitable form for any given moment.
Hmm. No, that's good. Thank you for sharing that. I think I think it's a delicate balance. As you go through each stage in your life and as you learn more things and as you unlearn things, and how you present what you're learning to, people and things of that nature. And so I will be praying that you steward your authority well. But I don't doubt that you will.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, okay. So I want to know, what is something that you say to yourself, or like a scripture that you reference when you are going through a tough time. As you know, I am the founder of Affirmed Armor, and we remind you of a truth that you've forgotten about yourself or something that you need to declare over yourself. And so I wonder if you can share sort of that. What do you use to inspire, motivate, or empower yourself?
Oh, that's so good. I don't know the verse exactly, but the word I got on lock. It is the passage where it speaks about um, trials producing character and character
Mm,
producing hope. And in the place that God has nestled me in and like curated for me, hope is so important. And
mhm,
so whenever I'm in a challenging place or rhythm that God has clearly put me in, or maybe it's not that clear in the moment, um, I think about the trials that's producing the character that will soon produce hope. And it can feel so hopeless in the moment, but that passage has never not helped me fix my lenses
mm.
to see it the way that he would have me see a situation.
No, that's really good. That's really good. I'll have to dial in and see what the scripture is, and we'll add it to the show notes.
Thanks.
Um, because I don't know it either, girl. But the Lord loves us either
He does.
way. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I haven't had a guest in so long. This feels great just conversing,
So good.
getting inspired, feeling good on the inside. Okay, I'm going through the questions in my head, and I think that we might have hit them all. But one thing I want to tap into is the fact that, similar to your story, I have also made a lot of pivots in my life. And so I wonder if you can speak to someone who is like, um, at a turning point or at a point where they feel like they need to pivot. Like, to your point, I only had 6 months left to graduate. Because in my mind, I was like, girl, you don't want to get that little paper. But when you said going 6 months in the wrong direction knowingly, oof, that was like, you're right. You should stop right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, I wonder if you could speak to someone, like give some word of encouragement to someone who is making the decision not for themselves or for, someone that is paying for or providing or whatever, but they know in themselves it's time to quit, or it's time to start over, or it's time to ask for the promotion, even, right? Like that, because that's also a pivot. But what would you say to someone who is in that space?
I would say, I would say that in a separation, in any form, in separation, the eternal thing is established.
Mm,
Whether you're taking a break or whether it's an indefinite separation, the eternal things are established in a separation. And the eternal things look like peace, vision, things that are not tossed to and fro, firm things that are to sustain us in any environment that we are going into. And so I would say have peace in the separation. And I would also encourage anyone in that place to know that God knows the thoughts that He has towards you, to prosper you, to not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope. So any pivot that may seem new to you, it's not new to Him. And I think the focus, it would be better to shift the focus as to knowing God as a friend,
Mm-hmm.
because knowing Him as a friend, He will reveal His plans to you,
Mm-hmm.
and things won't catch you by surprise. So, for example, I was learning Him as a friend in that time, but I knew who He was not. He was not a liar. And I didn't see value in lying to myself just to get a paper. So even in this place of doing music, because me and him are friends, I know that I'm doing this music for him to revitalize hope within me so that I can go tell stories that will breed that hope. So this is just one step, and I'll have to take another pivot, but it's all working together. But because me and him are acquainted and we are friends, it's not going to catch me by surprise anymore, because the pivots are our rhythm. So I would say, have peace in the separation, know the thoughts that He have towards you and be reminded of them, and get to know Him as a friend. Because as a friend of God, you'll never be uninformed, and you won't accept that in your relationships. You will raise a standard for your friendships as well, because it's just a temperament. It's like, if God is treating me this way, I'm not going to settle for anything less. You can't call me a friend and then do things out of the blue and not inform me. That's not what a friend does. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow. That that was really good, Joy. I'm
Thanks.
glad I asked that question.
Thanks.
I'm really happy I asked that question. Sheesh. Because sometimes God feels so far apart from us.
Yeah.
Um, and the things that He would have us to do sometimes feel impossible. And so I really enjoyed the way you broke it down in that way. So thank you for your wisdom. Greatly appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you. You know what? Can I say something?
Yes, it's a podcast. People say things.
I want to say that um, my friendship with God has since prioritizing that and knowing the value of it, um, going back to His word, His word speaks about friendship.
Mhm.
And learning Him in that way has permitted for relationships like the one we have, that has significantly shown me who He is, reminded me of who He is, and also has reminded me of who He is, and also introduced new character traits that I didn't even fathom.
Mm.
And I think that the organization of who you are, like, you're not only organized as a producer, director, um, agent on set, you're organized in your treatment towards people.
Mm.
You know, the same standard that you hold for yourself, or the same grace that you hold for yourself, you also give that generously to the people in your life. And I know me saying thank you or I love you or just randomly texting you, whatever, it's not coming from a place of just random flattery. It's literally just a burst of gratitude that will dawn on me in any moment, just because I know how important friendship is. And I know that whenever God puts someone in your life that shines His character so clearly, gratitude is like fertilizer. And I just want to make sure that I never fall short in the area of pouring into you and anyone else that pours into me.
Well, Joy, I didn't know you were going to say that, or else I probably would have said no.
Glad you didn't know.
I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I do thank you for that. I am in a season of learning to see myself. And so I am grateful to have people who are there in my life to reflect back to me what I'm giving out because I don't often see it. So I will say thank you. I will
Well, you're welcome.
I will say thank you. That wasn't uncomfortable. I was like, am I sweating? I think I am. I gotta get better at this. But whew, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for seeing me and allowing me to see myself. That is what friendship is. And so I appreciate you. Okay, Joy, let's shake this back up. Okay, not about me. It's about you because it's your podcast episode. So, Joy, Deja, can you please share with me a fun fact, a random tidbit of information that you know? Because as you know, I am the amateur expert and I know a little bit about a lot. And so I would love for you to share with me whatever you've got, and I can say tomorrow or a year down the line, hey, Joy taught me that.
Ooh, I knew this was coming, but what is something? Um,
Like random.
Random. Um, okay, hummingbirds. I don't know if you know this already, but hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly going forward and backwards. And they only eat with the sun because of the predators that exist when the sun goes down. And so all day they're eating because it requires so much energy for them to fly. Like their wings are going so fast, which also
Mhm.
permits them to go in the directions that they go. So, yeah, when you see a hummingbird, know they're working.
Hard. Yeah, I don't think I knew that. I knew none of that. I just know that they were super, super, their wings are just like always going at it. But I didn't realize that they were the only bird that flew back and or both directions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. But I do have hummingbirds sometimes outside of my window, and it is a great joy to just watch them.
They're
Uh,
great.
it does bring me great joy. Okay, I'm trying to think of other things to ask you, but there's nothing else that I have. And so I will ask you if you could share with us how we can support you, what you have coming up, what we can stream, what are the things? What are the things we can do?
Okay, so I do have a single out. It's called The Best Yet. You can stream it on all platforms. Um, that is currently how anyone could support. I also I'm working on an album, and I had a date set in mind, but I'm reassessing just because I don't want to rush it because of a deadline. I really want to
Mhm.
spend time curating this and allowing the revelation to come so that I can steward this well. So I'm truly looking for help with that, I'm also sitting in a posture of trusting God that He knows exactly what I need.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I would just say stream The Best Yet, and the album's coming soon.
And where do we follow you?
You can follow me at Joydaisa. That's Joydaisa. That's it on IG and Facebook. I actually don't really do much others. I do
YouTube.
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 That's
YouTube.
right. YouTube.
YouTube.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. YouTube. Yeah, follow me on YouTube. Yeah, at Joydasia. It's the
Yes.
same.
Let's run the numbers up. Also, shameless plug. My engineer, Brandon, I think he's still with us. We actually just did a drop for the podcast if you are listening. He is looking for new clients, and so he edits my podcast but also works with artists and musicians. And so maybe there's a connection that can be connected there. Just saying.
Brennan.
Brendan,
Yeah,
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here. Hi, Brennan. Um, yeah, I'll reach out to you
Yeah.
to explore that.
I love I love making connections. That's one of my favorite things. And so again, I want to thank you for doing this today. I want to thank you for your wisdom, your vulnerability, and for sharing your story with us. It is truly I truly believe that when you share your story, you inspire others. And so, thank you again for for hopping on. And if you know anyone, or if you yourself want to be, not you, Joy, but like anyone listening
Oh,
wants to be on the podcast, DM me. We're looking to fill the calendar. We're doing one a week, sometimes on Tuesdays, sometimes on the day that you're available. And so we're trying a new format this season. But yeah, we are excited and we will be back next week. So, Joy, now we have to do the thing where we are still and smile for like 10 to 15 seconds. It's really awkward, but we need a still for the thumbnail. And
okay.
otherwise it's just like us randomly talking and both of us look crazy. And so we just need to be still and smile for, yeah, you're doing great. You're really good at this, Joy. Yay! Okay, we did it.
That's good.
That was good. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Be blessed.
Bye.